I know. I may have to get on my phone, but I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try to do this. I don't like that. I look on my phone. But we're live now. It is lagging, so it should be playing the intro, but it's lagging. Do collaborations all the time. And I have with me IndigoAngel. She's a galactic and planetary grid reader, a starseed liaison. Indigo operates as a midway portal receiver transmitter connected to the multidimensional galactic frequencies and cosmic stargates. She channels and anchors the light codes across all 12 dimensions, transmitting through stargate alignments and collective celestial waves. And today we're going to be getting into health stuff. We'll be talking about like the biospiritual war on Earth, chemtrails, planetary weaponry, spiritual immune defense and sovereignty, ascension timelines versus controlled collapse, and grid work insights. And I'd like to give her a big warm welcome back to the show. Indy, thanks so much for coming back on. How are you?
Hey, Rob, I'm doing amazing, and I'm just so happy to be here with you and everyone watching and just kind of talk about what's happening within the planetary ascension processes right now. I think currently we're going into some massive physical body upgrades at this time. So, a lot to get into with that, that's for sure.
But first, you have an event coming up, and it's a health event. Like, tell us about it. And are you going to do that on YouTube, or what? How are you going to do that?
Well, this is going to be a health and healing live webinar event that I'm hosting off of my education platform, Thinkific. And essentially, we're putting the call out to anyone at this time who is needing support and assistance with their health. And that includes the spiritual community. That includes people that are going through severe ascension symptoms, is what I think we term it as, when you're having a lot of physical body symptoms and ascension, physical body upgrades, and things like this. And we're putting that call out to support people with that journey of upgrading their health and getting more focused and more real about that health journey at this time, as I think people are needing a lot of support and a lot of assistance with realigning themselves with um, their organic self at this time, right? Like the true, pure, organic human. And so we're putting on an event to bring in 12 amazing health facilitators, health teachers that are working in all different realms of the health sphere, from detoxing to fasting, which are both entirely spiritual practices acclaimed by the highest Rishik yogis on the planet. Um, and we're going to be talking about uh, diet, food, yoga, qigong, EMF protection, and the root cause of illness and how to protect yourself from um, suffering from disease and illness. So it's going to be so well rounded. We got so many amazing people coming to the forefront for this. Truly, I mean, um, I moved in such a deep way, truly, by putting this event together. Everybody who I've done interviews with on my channel, they're just so enriched and full of truly amazing information that is here to support anybody on their health journey at this time. And I think it's very critical and crucial for those that are walking the spiritual path, because what I've really recognized and noticed, and I'm sorry, I'm talking forever here. I'm gonna
That's
stop
okay.
and give you a break, but I've noticed that there is a huge gap between the spiritual community, the light worker community, those that are in the starseed realm, those that are, grid workers and things like this. There's a lot of separation between that and the health journey, right? And getting more serious and focused within the body and the physical body. So I'm trying to work on bridging the gap. And I'm trying to help integrate those realms because they are so cohesive with one another. They're absolutely imperative. You really can't have one without the other. And I'm totally guilty of this, but I've been bypassing my physical health for like years, just focusing on my spiritual journey and, you know, not focusing on the body and what the body is telling me it needs. And so I know if I'm doing it, other people are doing it. And I think it's a way to kind of deal with our trauma and deal with our suffering and deal with our pain body and all these things. And then we come to realize that, it's all one and the same. So this event is to support people on that path and on that journey and help people realign with a supportive network that can help them on that pathway.
That's amazing. That's amazing. And Michelle says in the audience, she says you're perfect. She says she's a big fan of your work. That's yeah. That's we get. So I can put the comments up on the screen. Let me see here. I can do that.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh, I love you. Thank you so much. You're a
Yeah.
doll.
So where did you want to start off today? One thing I noticed that we were talking about earlier is like parasites. Parasites seem to be like a big thing, like I'm doing a parasite cleanse right now, because it worries me. Like, and I don't know how deep we can get into this on YouTube, but like, they say that's the cause of like a lot of diseases is parasites. You agree?
Yeah. Yeah, you're totally on point with that. Well, for one, I think it's a shame, and I just want to say this with the title of our video, Ascension and Annihilation, Earth's Chemical Warfare, Spiritual Immune System. We are at war when it comes to our health. I hope everyone really realizes that and recognizes that we are at war with that. We are 100,000% at war with that. We are swimming upstream in uh, a polluted, bio-weaponized chemical waters. Literally, the waters are polluted. In all of the major cities, the waters are polluted everywhere in the United States with something called forever chemicals. And these are chemicals that are, and I'm going to go back to what you said, but I'm kind of running into a different thing here because I wanted to stick to the title just a little bit with the fact that
Yeah.
we are really up against something atrocious. And how you know that that's going on, look at all of the social media algorithms at this time. Look at what's going on the social media networks right now. Everything that is pertaining to health, everything that is pertaining to people really trying to make a difference, whether it's for the children, the health of the children, and people who are trying to get all of these needlecraft things taken care of, all of that content is essentially suppressed. It's majorly suppressed, and we think that we're making a breakthrough on the X platform. We think we're making a breakthrough because, YouTube's kind of relaxed up a little bit, and content creators are getting to, put their messages out right now and talk more freely about things. I've noticed that lax a little bit when it comes to certain things. But when it comes to the health realm, that is targeted, it is attacked, it is suppressed. And I can tell you the moment that I started to put health content out, which was a couple weeks ago, my Facebook just completely shut down. I'm not even
Wow.
getting the same outreach anymore. So the war is over our health. We are up, when I say we're swimming up that stream, I mean we're up against the human farming industry, big pharma, right? And it's a major thing. It's very serious, and it is something that I think we need to get more emboldened. We need to get more in our power, and we need to start speaking out against this more because there's so much biochemical warfare that's working against us. And I think one of the major contributors of this is microwave radiation. Um, I just had a EMF guy on my channel, and he's into creating solutions to protect people from EMF and all these things. He was amazing. His name is Corey Hills. And he's telling us that Starlink and Elon Musk, all of those satellites that are rotating around the earth, they are causing so much radiation to our body, so much more than our phones are. Like our phones are nothing compared to what's coming down from the satellites and Starlink right now. And it's just
Wow.
saturating people with microwave radiation, EMF, which is harmful free radicals. That's damaging the DNA. It's damaging your mitochondria. It's mutating you. It's altering you. It's stripping you of all life force sustenance in the body. And It's a real issue. It's a real problem. And most of the people in the spiritual community right now, we're all sensitive beings. I mean, we are the people who suffer with the chronic illnesses and the inflammation and the autoimmune disease from the exposure to this. And this can be mistaken as the ascension symptoms, right? And
Yeah.
I've been saying this for years. I've been feeling like I've been dealing with ascension symptoms for years, but you know what? When you really break it down to all the poisons, all the toxins, all the chemicals that we are inundated with 24/7, especially our water being polluted with forever chemicals, we are under such immense pressure in the body, and this is really what's breaking people's spiritual immune system down and their biological immune system. And it's intense, Rob. It's really intense.
Yeah.
And I'm frustrated. I'll be honest with you. I'm frustrated. I feel
Yeah.
like this is such an injustice to humanity. And it's really sad because we got children, we got innocent beings coming into this world that, I mean, what kind of biological chance of survival do they have? To be
Yeah.
honest with you.
I agree. I agree. I agree. And it's getting worse, and they don't ever tell us why they do things like chemtrails. You know what I mean? It doesn't make sense. Like, it's almost like a reptilian agenda, and like to like terraform the earth to like, because it's like inhumane what's being done to humans. It's very inhumane. That's what it seems like to me. I don't know.
Well, and it feels like it's honestly such a stunt. You have RFK Jr. and Trump and some other doctor today that literally just put out an address to the nation talking about how they're writing this executive order to reduce all the prescription drugs and to charge all of these countries overseas 20% more for prescriptions and things like this so that way we can invest their money into the American people. But I feel like it's such a total brainwashing MK Ultra psyop where they make it seem like they're throwing us a little health bone, but really they're in bed with all of the big pharma at the end of the day. And don't get me wrong, like I love Trump and some of the things that he's doing, but I think that big pharma and these top executives, like the guy at Pfizer, whatever his name is, he's in bed with those guys. Do you know what I mean? They're making deals. They're totally kind of bypassing all of the real things that the American people are truly concerned with. They're doing small incremental movements in terms of our health, and I feel like it's kind of trickery. Honestly, I feel like they're kind of fooling us all.
Yeah, like where do you think they're going with it? Like, what do you think they wanna make people more like addicted to like medications and stuff like that? You think there's like an agenda? Obviously, right? It seems like.
It's kind of like it's the root of evil. It's the root of all corruption on the planet. It's the root of what keeps the beast machine functioning at the end of the day. So, and they have so many lobbyists that are vetting and imposing for all of this that um, I think they do the minimum to try to make people feel like they're doing something, but at the end of the day, they can't really stop this because it's some form of an entity. It's like an off-world entity. It's a universal entity that it's just sucking the life force of humanity. And I don't even know if someone like Trump, who even appears to have a strong spine, right, to stand up to things, that he even has the ability to truly dismantle um, the big farming system, because it's
Yeah,
all being funneled into the AI. And they have particular agendas. They were just over in Saudi Arabia, they were just over in Qatar, and they just totally pulled an entire wool over everybody's eyes, like completely shifting the Earth's axis up off its end and pushing the trajectory into a different direction by aligning with a country that holds like leaders of terrorism like Hamas, at the head of its country. And, they're accepting planes and bribing gifts and things like this. So it's really strange. It's really we're kind of in a weird place collectively, wouldn't you say? Like there's a lot of uncertainty. There's a lot of deals being made with people that you would never think that, the Trump administration would be making those deals. And um, You wonder where Bill Gates sits within all of this, because he's kind of at the head of the World Health Organization in a lot of ways, and he has a lot of influence when it comes to big pharma and things like this. And it's just up off its axis. It really is out of alignment. And so what I'm getting is we're getting a lot of codes right now. If you're in tune with the organic self and you're in tune with the earth and you in tune with source and the universe, that we really have to take our healing into our own hands. I think that the trust in Western medicine and the trust in the entire beast machine system, which is what the medical system is, it's all tied into medical tyranny, that we have to start becoming our own intuitive healers, and we have to start really trusting plant medicine again, and we have to really get back into healing ourselves. Because here's the thing: if all of a sudden your organ up and fails, okay, um me personally, you know how I told you I have a gallbladder issue going on. I have friends personally who have had cancer. I have friends personally who have had heart failure.
Wow.
They go to the hospital, they go to the doctor, and they literally don't help them. They give them nothing, and they send them back home on their way. We are, people might not realize that. They think they have some trust in the Western medicine, but no, people are getting, refused unless, they think that they can make some money off of you, and they think that they can get you to do all the chemotherapy, and they think that they can get you to do the surgeries and do all the removals and things like this. They don't give a F what happens to you. They're sending you back home. And this is the real deal. This is really what's happening. So we have to really learn the ancient ways and the natural resources that we have to heal ourselves. And here's the thing: we have all those resources available to us. It's all
Yeah.
available. It's just that we have to relearn it. We have to re-intuit it. We have to reactivate it within ourselves, and start making it a priority in our lives, because the scales are tipping at this time. They are tipping into the unknown. I can tell you right now, when it comes to uh, the health world, we're getting a whole bio activation and call to upgrade our health at this time. Have you felt that? Because I feel like you are also getting deeply more into your health. I see it all the time. You just showed me that you're doing the parasite cleanse. I mean, people are really
Yeah.
starting to recognize this right now. There's a huge call for it in the collective.
It is. It is. I'm taking stuff for my liver and gallbladder. Like I take Tudka for, like supplements, definitely for sure. Like, like I've been, and I'm doing the parasite cleanse, and, even the methylene blue, which is controversial. Some people think it's controversial, but like, I've heard some good things about it. If you get the right stuff, you have to get the right kind, but that's definitely just some people, a lot of people have a lot of different opinions on methylene blue. Some people like it, some people don't like it. It's weird. It just depends on if it works for you, I think. I don't know. But I'm definitely, it's a call for me, because I think it's like my age, as I'm getting older, like I'm starting to realize that like I have to take better care of myself. So that comes along with working out too every day, and you have to make time for it. But I think it's almost important. It's almost like a necessary. That we do this.
Well, it's
It's like we have.
become necessary. It's become necessary. I'm telling you, Rob, from the end of 2024. Well, actually, I think all of 2024, I think, was a strenuous year physically for a lot of people. And then even coming into 2025, a lot of people are getting some really intense wake up calls when it comes to their health. And I'm not saying this lightly. I'm saying this like multiple of my friends, multiple people in my community, many people are coming forward saying like the severity of my symptoms, the severity of my health issues have amplified and increased to a point that like I'm afraid. Like I'm scared. Like I've had a real wake up call with my health. I mean, this is
Yeah.
what's happening kind of across the board. And maybe it's not for everybody, but if it's not for you at this time, you should be paying attention, because, the dominoes start to fall. And let's just put it this way. we are inundated with so much microwave radiation. It's absolutely insane. If you are down here in the SS2 corridor, Stargate 2, Sarasota, Florida area, from Biloxi, Mississippi, all the way over to South Carolina, down to the tip of Miami, you are in a heightened microwave radiation area that is getting pummeled 15 hours a night with microwave radiation, inundated with this in the body. Okay. Not only that, right? Chemtrails, all the glyphosate that's being sprayed all over your food. So you're intaking neurotoxins and all of these things. Um, the water's polluted with forever chemicals and things like this. Forever chemicals, that means those chemicals are never coming out of the water systems. They are forever in the ecosystem. They cannot break down biologically in the ecosystem or in your body. 50% of the residents in Florida, because I live in Florida, are drinking this, are showering with
Wow.
this. Okay, when we talk about Ascension versus Annihilation, like, what the F? Like, it's so much worse than we can possibly imagine. We live inside of our daily lives, going about our work, going about the things that we do, and we don't recognize, like, I mean, is the air even safe to breathe at this point? Did we not just have bacterial chemical fog? Did we not just have, all this crazy stuff that is essentially happening? And so, not only that, you think about the solar flares. So we have natural radiation. And everyone's talking about the Schumann resonance and this being increased. And no, we had a major Schumann resonance increase and da 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 da. But that is also a form of solar radiation that we're also having to deal with. And when your body is going through that, it's going through extreme internal heating and cooling. And the body, do you notice after a solar flare, like, how you have to rest and relax and you have to regain your strength? And like, it's almost like you have these mood swings that come through, and you're kind of like, sometimes you need a week to recuperate after a massive solar flare.
I would agree. I
I
would
mean,
agree.
you have that compiled with all of the planetary grief and warfare that's happening. There's death portals all over the planet. Like, I'm not trying to make this sound so awful. Like, there's beauty, there's magic, and there's amazingness to our existence and to our life, but we are fighting for our lives right now. We're literally fighting for our lives. I don't know if people realize this. Like we need to wake up. We're fighting for our lives.
Yeah. When did it? Why do you think it got this bad? Do you think it is like something like terraforming, like someone's trying to like, push humans out or something like that? You know what I mean? Like push us out of the planet, or so the word where we go extinct or something like that, or like do you think there's a bigger agenda?
Well, I think it's the AI oligarchs don't help with this.
Yeah.
They're definitely pushing for all of the smart cities. They're pushing for all of the AI technology. They're pushing for the surveillance systems, for the robot reality, for, Nasara Jasara, which people might think that's a good thing, but basically universal income. I mean, these are things that the Altman guy, I think, is it Sam Altman? Is that his name? Sam Altman and Elon
Yeah.
Musk, they're all talking about this stuff like regularly. And they're not talking about it to the American people. They're talking about it to the oligarchs in other countries like Saudi Arabia and Qatar. And you know what I mean? So that is where the future is going, where the money is, where the trillions of dollars lies. That's where the future is going to be directed into. And so we have to recognize that. Honestly, I don't know. I feel like I'm just talking, and sometimes people can't really I don't know entirely the effect that I'm making on the collective when I'm saying this stuff, but I hope that there's a wave that rolls through and that it gets to people that have the ability to create movements that would actually stand up and fight against the AI development, because we actually do need to push against that. We do need to put kind of like a boundary or a foot down somewhere, because the development of this is not in the best interest of humanity. It's really truly not. maybe all the tools that we have, OpenAI, ChatGPT, Grok, all of these things, like they're super cool. They help your businesses function faster. People enjoy having the internet and da 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 da. But on a bigger scale, it's pushing us into an AI dystopian realm that's ultimately going to absorb all the natural organic energy resources on the planets, such as the stargates, and ultimately collapse their power sources. You know, we already have major energy blockages in Mount Shasta and Sarasota, Florida, Stargate 2, all the way down to Texas, where we have, you know, the AI whole infrastructure being built into Josephine, Texas. And so this pulls all of our energy that should be supporting human life and organic life, and it's directing that energy to support artificial life. Everything is artificial. Everything that is coming into us right now, and what you see, all of the inorganic infiltration with AI and with the Starlink and EMF and all of that, that's artificial synthetic overlays into the organic energy sources. The EMF guy told me that the organic energy patterns are moving like this, a waveform. What the AI EMF overlay synthetic system and artificial control, it's a jagged, it's going like this inside of your organic energy pattern. It's literally just slicing and cutting everything up. It's
Wow.
destroying your DNA. Your DNA is, it's only going to last so long before that system collapses, for your organic system says, I can't take that anymore. So it's like,
Yeah.
what do we do right now? Where I feel like the collective is we're all barely holding our freaking nostrils up over the water. Do you know what I mean? We're all
Yeah.
just like, we can still breathe, we can still breathe. That's where we all are. And
What's the best protection for EMF, do you think? Like,
that's definitely a multidimensional question. Obviously, there are some crystals and shungites and things that can help with that, but I don't think it's the ultimate protection. I honestly think right now, for me personally, what I'm recognizing, it's about upgrading your intake of antioxidants.
yeah.
Um, because your cells have to be strong to withstand the constant flare-ups that are coming through, and alterations and just harmful free radicals in the body. So I think you have to upgrade the intake of your antioxidants to try to create a stronger shield within your spiritual and biological immune system. Um, I talked to the EMF guy the other day, and he has like things that he's invented to try to help with that. He says what he told me was, what's dangerous about all of this is that energy, according to Newton laws in physics, it continues to stay. So if they're like, you know, if we have artificial frequencies in EMF, that energy, once it hits the body, it transforms into something else. What the scientists and what the doctors are not studying is what that energy transforms into, and that's where the danger is. For our bodies and for what's lingering and what's staying within us is what it's actually turning into, which is something entirely different. Um, so I don't know. I think it's honestly, for me, I'm doing a lot of antioxidant upgrades, like eating the colorful fruits of the rainbow, eating a lot of blackberries, everything with dark purples. I don't know. I'm called to dark purples, dark grapes, blackberry, blackberries, like eggplant, purple cabbage. I feel like the purples really help with shielding. But you know what? I mean, how long do we have to go before they upgrade us to a 6G network? And the natural organic resources that we have to sustain us no longer can hold back that energy. Do you get what I'm saying? And this is why I feel like we should be like actually pushing up against AI to some degree. Like we should be. People are not going to recognize it or be aware of it. It's going to be like a boiling frog in a pot before people even wake up.
And
Like,
do you think AI or AI is against us? Like, you know, to like pretend like it's our friend, but it's like actually like trying to manipulate us. Do you think?
Tennessee, Kentucky Bigfoot says purple potatoes are excellent. Sorry, I just tuned into the chat. Um, Do we think AI is against us? Well, we know that it's going from these like supercomputer quantum brains to sentient AI to godlike AI, that like there is like a ladder to this,
Yeah.
right? Um,
Yeah.
how do you feel
That's
about it,
what
Rob?
someone said last night. Someone who was working with Renetta Jones, she passed away recently. He was said last night on my show that there's like this AI god
And,
that they're
and let me
trying to
and let me
infiltrate.
ask you this, Rob. What did she pass away from?
What we think it was, we think it was big targeting. Like there's like a big spiritual warfare going on right now, and people are being targeted heavy, especially people who are bringing forward information, you know. And so, like a lot of times when someone thinks they might be having a problem with their health, it's targeting too. It's like spiritual warfare. It could either be from government targeting or entity targeting, or both. The government can use entities to target you. It's insane, you know. Oh, Earth Grid Mission says she had implants. They fried her with EMF.
That's what I'm saying, and I'm telling you what, everybody's like, "Oh, go connect with nature, this, and that." You know what? With Starlink, it don't matter. You can go out in nature. They can fry you from any point in the sky. They can
Yeah,
target you from any point with those satellites. Um, the EMF guy was telling me that like people out in the wilderness and the wildlife right now, that yeah, the radiation is so much more. So they like literally frying people out in the middle of nowhere. And think about what that's doing to the trees, what that's doing to the nature. I go down to Pensacola Beach, and I'm telling you what, I went down there 2 weeks ago. I was perfectly fine, felt great, nothing wrong with me. I go down to the beach for maybe an hour, 2 hours, come back home. I have racing thoughts. I'm stir crazy. I can't sit still. I feel like all of my addictive patterns start coming in my brain, things that I've cleared from like years ago, like thoughts start coming in my head, like to self harm things. I'm completely dysregulated. And I'm like, I got hit with a bioweapon just literally going down to the beach. So I think they're targeting all of the military areas. If you live in an area where there's military bases around, you better watch out. Steer clear of military bases. Steer clear of any public area where there's a lot of people gathering, especially if there's like alcohol, partying, drug things. Like you actually cannot protect your energy field in those spaces, no matter how many crystals you take, no matter how many visualizations you do, no matter how many 12D clearings you do. You cannot go in those areas. They're so saturated with harmful energy that it's going to override your system. And I really feel like we're going to have to get to a point where we have to create frequency safe zones, off-grid areas and locations, frequency safe zones where you can actually get to a place that your body and your neurological system can feel safe and be rested, because in a lot of these places we just definitely are not. And I think
yeah,
we have to get real about this. We have to get real. Like we got to wake up out of the veil of illusion, because I think this is the thing with the spiritual community, and I love the spiritual community. I love the higher consciousness community. I love the new earth vision. I love the 12D world and realm. But if we don't snap out of this amnesia, if we don't snap out of these veils and blinders and all these things that we have to what's really going on, and start like literally, for one, putting your own airplane mask on before you try to help someone else type of thing, because that's where we're at. You better put your mask on. Do you know what I mean? Because the
yeah,
plane's going down. Like, put your mask on, for one, and then we got to try to figure out a way to get a bigger and higher evolutionary movement going on that can really help people uh, push back on these things, because the progress that we're waiting for in terms of the government, RFK Jr., and all these people to do something, it's not good enough. It's not big enough. Big pharma is too fucking strong. Like right now, everybody is seduced by what's going on with P. Diddy. Did you know that? Everybody's like, oh, P. Diddy and his trial and this, and that, not realizing that Barbara O'Neill, okay, the woman that's literally out here giving everybody holistic health remedies, is suing the FDA right now for like millions of dollars, and they're trying to oppress and suppress her entire trial right now, and nobody knows shit about these things because it's a lockdown system. It's a lockdown system, and human blood is worth so much more than anything else. It's the number one currency. It's the number one currency right now. I don't
Wow.
know. I don't know. I'm sorry. I'm feeling passionate right now. I'm just frustrated, and I think I'm just venting with you, Rob, and I'm venting with everyone here because it's I care about people. I don't want to see people hurting and sick. I don't want, but I don't think we should fear death either. But I think there are a lot of people that are, again, having these wake up calls where they're having to get real with facing death. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, I think we shouldn't have to face our death yet because I feel like we all have missions here, like, and like, especially like, like in our case, like, we need to stay healthy because we need to get this information out, like, and like for someone like Renetta, for example, like she died at 46 years old. That was way too young, and she was succumbing to hard targeting, and like, like it's just
well,
sad that
how
something like,
health expectancy is going down. It's
yeah,
going down. We just talked about these statistics the other day. Um, I think it was like 79 or something, and then like health expectancy has gone down by like 5 years, and it's just like continuing to go down. They say that like literally half of America is expected to have cancer by 2032, men
wow,
and women.
wow, that's horrible.
I mean, this is like where we are really at. That's what I'm saying. Like, we need to wake up. I don't know. I not in any way that's harmful or uncomfortable or violent, but maybe it does need to get uncomfortable. When I say face death, I mean because that's what a wake up call is. I don't know if people realize that, but if like the people I've been talking to lately, I'm going to have Jordan Clark on my channel to do a show soon, which I'm really excited. I mean, he is 36 years old and he suffered a heart failure 2 years ago. Doesn't know why, never took the needle craft.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Um, everybody I know right now is having something very, very significant going on. And I think most people right now, if it's not you, they know somebody that has something significant going on. And I'm telling you, like the last month, April and May, like I've just seen such an influx of it for people that are just really, if you're a sensitive being and you're an HSP and you are someone who feels energy, I'm telling you what, I can't hold my cell phone for more than a couple hours and I feel all the radiation going into my hand, up my arm and into my organs. I can
Yeah.
feel it. I can feel it. And I can feel it actually taking my breath away. I can feel it actually making it harder for me to breathe. Like, if we don't do something about this, like get some sort of protection on our phones, I don't know what has to happen, honestly. Like, I'm still searching for all the actual solutions that can make things better. But we can't keep going on like this forever. We really can't.
Yeah. I know. It's really sad, it's between the targeting, the spiritual warfare, and the health, it's a real problem. It really is. Like, I bought a what do you call that? I have a oh man, it's like I have a, like a Faraday bag for my phone that I put it in at night, but I mean, I don't know if that helps. You can get them on Amazon, but I'm not sure if how much they work. It's so hard to say. We don't know exactly what works and what doesn't because we're in like uncharted territory. We never had to deal with this before, and it's an assault on all of us. And you have to think that it's being done purposely, by like some Illuminati or like some, some dark faction that's like wants to take out humanity. That's what it seems like to me. You know, it really does, between everything that's going on. I was just reading some of the questions in the
Yeah.
chat.
I'm just feeling into what you're saying. Like, you know, on
What
a
do you? Oh,
galactic.
here's a good one. What do you think of copper bracelets? Anchor Haven said copper bracelets, and I know Karen talks a lot about copper bracelets, and Karen mentions aloe too. That we should all be taking in aloe vera. I mean, I think that's a good one. And I'll give Karen. Karen always says that about aloe vera and copper bracelets. I think those are two good things we can all add, right?
Yeah, no, I want to give Karen a shout out. Thank you, Karen. I've been meaning to actually reach out to you. Yeah, she's totally right. Aloe vera, like, it's a super healer. I think what's so important is if you're struggling with the inorganic, unnatural energies, all the frequencies, all the inundations, poisons, toxins, chemicals, blah, 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 blah. What we need to be doing, and what I realize, at least for myself, because I am totally an HSP, is we have to be on a detox regimen daily. Because
Yeah.
you're intaking so much harmful energy on a daily basis, and if you're not doing something to rid the body of that, like, the overload is causing inflammation, and the overload is causing illness, sickness, and disease in the body, and it's turning the body against itself. It's causing the autoimmune. It's causing the body to actually start attacking itself. I mean, that's kind of like, where we're at with it. So aloe vera is totally amazing. Like, I actually got to a point that I was eating a aloe vera leaf every single day for like an entire week and a half, just to detox and try to clean out some of my organs. Um, I think apple cider vinegar is really good. Also, wormwood tea, I think, for the
Yeah.
parasite cleansing, instead of maybe doing some of the like horse tranquilizers and things like that. I think is like a little bit more natural. But I mean, yeah, we have to be finding a way to detox our cells. Like, maybe the methylene blue, this gets oxygen moving in the body. But I mean, we have to literally, I think we have to turn back to the plants that are able to withstand the harmful radiation and frequencies. A guy told me the other day he literally healed his cancer just by eating all natural organic ginkgo biloba plant. And
Wow.
I think we have to get back to the plants. Like, we have to start consuming them, because if they're still growing and thriving and surviving, then we have to bring in the nutrients that they have, to help sustain us, to move through that. I think if we see like mass die-offs of the plant in the ecosystem from things like Starlink, then we're definitely in a place that we're in a trouble space. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I agree 100%. Um, Let me see. I was seeing if there was any good comments.
Oh, she said methylene blue is dangerous, has semi side effects. Okay, that's interesting. Yeah. I've just literally tried it today for the first time. um, so I have to see if that one actually helps. I think it's a salt. Isn't it a salt? That's what I read, is it's actually a salt. And
I have Paragard, Michelle. Michelle mentioned Paragard. I have Paragard right now. I have that and I have the Ivor thing too. I've been taking both, but they say, that the horse things aren't that good, but like I thought I seriously had parasites. So I wanted to really I really wanted to get rid of them. Like,
yeah. Well, I mean, that's what they say. Like, if you come down with a cancer diagnosis, I think the first recommendation is to do a parasite cleanse and then immediately go into like a fast. So
yeah,
I think those are like the first steps, and then it's probably turning to plant medicine.
yeah,
Yeah, but you can heal yourself naturally from these things. That's one thing that we talked about on the show today with Ani, was that um she healed herself from stage 1 breast cancer naturally, all organically, by regulating and getting better water supply, food supply, and disconnecting from the cell phone, and like really going back to nature, which sounds so like cliche in this community at this point, but like, we have to get to places that we can regulate our central nervous systems, because we're in a constant state of hyperactivity and hypervigilance in our central nervous systems 24/7, because the frequencies that are coming in are so irregulated and scatter radiation, and this jagged edged imposition, syntheticness that's being imposed into our cells. Like, how do you combat that? Do you know
yeah,
what I mean? Like, the only thing is to like literally throw your entire body and your solar plexus onto the ground and just absorb all of the negative ions from the earth, and like allow your system to re-regulate itself. And we've been talking about that physical movement, working out, yoga, all these practices, all these ancient practices, we have to tap back into them. Because a lot of times, some of the only way to move that stuck energy is to literally move your body. You have to move it. You have to exercise. You have to, because all these harmful frequencies, they just make you depressed. They make you they lock you into a depression that you can't lift for days, and you're stuck in that void. You're stuck in that weighted realm, and you think that it's you. You think that there's something wrong with you, but no, this is the outer world impacting us and taking a toll on our uh, natural holistic existence. And like, we have to be so proactive in our health right now. We have to be engaged. We have to be alive. We have to be focused. We have to recenter ourselves. We have to get rid of everything that is truly harmful and put ourselves on a freaking pedestal. Like, forget going out there and chasing tail and da 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 da. I know how you are, Rob. Like, you're like, kind of keep your options open, things like this. Honestly, at this point, relationships are toxic AF. They're
Yeah,
toxic. They're harmful to your organs. They're harmful to, like, I mean, the way men and women treat each other. I mean, all of this, it's about really kind of getting into the inner self and um not letting anything kind of come in between you and that repairing process that we all have to kind of be in right now, to sustain ourselves through all of what's going on.
I agree.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
agree.
you started laughing because I mean it's true though, right? Like, you go out with someone, you get a boyfriend or a girlfriend, like, I mean, that person could literally take you out just by being toxic. I mean, that's
I
where we're
know.
at. That's how fragile we
Yeah.
are.
It's like yeah, it can take you out because it can play on your emotions so bad too, it really does. That's what it does with me. I always end up getting involved with women and it messes me up for a while, like it always, like, that's what happened with my ex-girlfriend, and yeah.
For a while,
I
Rob, it
mean,
messed you up for like 2 years.
yeah.
Where do you think the fatty liver probably came from? To be honest with you, think about that.
Yeah, because like my thing was I thought that she was like perfect for me and I thought that I waited my whole life to meet her and then like it just like went, yeah. Yeah, but I mean, you learn from things. Maya said a good point. She says, "Learn your lessons, grow, move on, be happy." That's true. Like that's a good point. That's what I need to do. I need to take her advice.
It's a super good point, but at the same time, I think it eludes the conversation that I think we have to be super conscious about, like, who we bring into our life, who we communicate, who we have like integral relationships with. Because, like, if you have someone that's bringing toxic energy, they're going to project literally violent energy into your body. You're already dealing with EMF. You're already dealing with polluted water. You're already dealing with polluted skies and polluted glyphosate food from the grocery store and vaxxed animal parts from, wherever you're getting your meat, this and that. I mean, if someone comes in with harmful energy and they don't have good intentions to be kind and to, like, have like harmonious flow and in the connection, like, it's gonna take a toll on your heart. It's gonna take a toll on all of your organs, and it can shut those systems literally down. This is why most women who get divorced, and men, if you go, it's usually this that people get: heart failure diagnoses, cancer diagnoses, organ failure, all these things, they come out of these toxic relationships. This is when people go down. This is when they shut down. And it,
Yeah,
it sucks, but it's the hard truth. I mean, it's the relationships that contribute to taking us out as well, because a lot of these people are also hooked and binded and implanted, and nobody's really on a surface level in terms of the collective, besides the spiritual community that we belong to, are committed to truly the healing journey and the healing process. The healing journey and the healing process of our lives is every single day. Every single day, we actually have to be in that state. We have to be
yeah,
entirely conscious of that. And anybody who says they're entirely healed, they entirely have everything figured out, da 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 da, it's such an illusion. It's such a mask. It's such a egotistical place to be that someone cannot admit that they um we're all in a constant state of healing. It's the humility. Without the humility, we're toxic to other people. We are literally harmful if you're not humble. I mean, it's
I
crazy, but
agree.
is that not true?
No, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. I agree 100%. You're so on point today. You're hitting the nail on the head. You really are. Um, yeah. Um,
I feel like I'm just venting, honestly.
no, you're good. I think you're making a lot of good points, and I think people need to take accountability for their action, for what they're doing, and like their health. People need to take accountability for their health, especially if you're in this community. Like we said, it's it can be a really good place, but like we're heading into like scary times too.
Right, right. And this is why we need each other so much more right now. We really actually do um need to be connected to one another, supporting each other on the health path and the health journey. Like if you know someone who's definitely struggling with their health journey, like don't not pay attention to that person. Like open your heart and your connection with them and like, you know, be in that humble space and like listen to what they're going through and try to be there for people right now because we're so isolated, we're so disconnected. Think about that. Even me and you, Rob, like you're in Pittsburgh, I'm in Florida. Like when are we ever really going to come together and meet each other? Like so many of us, like our community, our connection is online. Like how many of us actually have like real lives in the real world? Let's be honest with ourselves about that. Do we have
Yeah,
lives in the real world? Do we? I mean,
yeah,
not a lot of us actually do. Most of our life is actually online.
I
And we're
know.
we're engaging with each other through AI. That's harmful to our organic connections. This is actually taking a toll on it. It's actually harder. It's hard for us. Um, I think we have to get real about that. And I don't have like entirely the answers for this, but you can't even meet people without an app. You can't meet people without, getting on your cell phone. I mean, it's putting all of this harmful EMF and artificial AI regulation in between all human organic interaction. That's literally in effing sane. I
I
mean,
know.
I don't know when you really think about that. I mean, this is like literally trying to eradicate God out of how people find each other and bond. I mean, and we're not waking up to that. We think that we're like super spiritual beings because, well, we are, but we have this entire invisible uh threat and blockage in between all of us. Like we're just so, removed from what's truly beneficial to the human existence, and I think there needs to be more study and research about what is actually beneficial to the organic human. We're so far away from that. We're so far removed from that. I mean, has anyone even read a book on that? Like what is the natural nature of the organic human? I mean, who really knows this? I mean, honestly, we're so far removed from where we really should be. And if people have gotten to that off-grid existence and are living in those tribal communities, these are the people I want to hear from. I want to know, how is that going for you? Because otherwise all I'm seeing it is through Facebook posts, like people who are like farming their own, you know, uh, communities, and they have this, whole thing going on where they're like growing their own vegetables and da 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 da. Is it worth it? Is it something that's truly sustaining you, mind, body, and soul? Because if it is, I think we all need to jump on board and start really creating those type of communities because I think that this structure that we have set up, it's only going to last for so much longer before we start seeing more people drop down, like Renetta Jones, because we are in a hot zone. We are in a danger zone right now. Like again, I feel like the plane is like having malfunctions and the pilot is saying Mayday, and we're all like grabbing for our oxygen masks right now. I don't know. I mean, I know that sounds kind of scary to say. Like I think people would want me to have a more like everything's going to be okay, but like if we don't throw those red flags and like jolt people a little bit and be like, look, like we have to like really refocus on these particular things and really start rethinking our reality in some way, then, you know, where do we all stand? What's going to happen? You know,
Yeah.
we're going to be another statistic in the AI algorithm. I don't know.
No, I agree. It's scary, right? But
Yeah.
you're talking a lot of truth right now, so it's much needed, and like in society today, it really is. So, I mean, I think you're on point with everything you're saying. Honestly, I really do.
Thanks, Rob. Well, Tennessee, Kentucky Bigfoot says, I hate to say it, but if electricity falls, humans might have a chance. You know, I kind of agree. Like, we talk about this blackout situation happening, like it all happened in Spain and all this and that. And we're talking about, you know, the grid going down. They're saying if the grid goes down, human beings have 3 days to live, literally, because everyone's going to run out of
Well,
food. Everyone's going to run out of water. It's going to like all the population, like, what's going to happen to them, right? Uh, it's it's not a good situation, but it's almost like the thing that needs to happen. We all need to like have something come through that just rips all this technology out and offers us a new start and a new way of existing where we find actually how to live without things being delivered to our door, where I can't just get on an app and grocery shop. Do you know what I mean? Like
yeah, I yeah, I agree.
like where we have to actually like take care of ourselves. Could you imagine how fulfilling life would be if you woke up in the morning, you just tended to the things you needed to tend to actually maintain your homestead, and you didn't have to do anything else other than that? Like how much your stress levels would be reduced. How, you know, you would live such a whole fulfilled organic existence and lifestyle. It would be absolutely amazing.
Yeah, yeah, it would be. Hopefully, we can get to that. Um, should we take a couple questions? Does anybody have any questions in the audience while we're here? Let us know, and we'll put it. I'll put it in the chat. I mean, I'll put it. We'll answer it. I mean, sorry, I was thinking out loud. Um, uh,
Well, the healing event is going on June 6th through the 8th, 2025. Um, I'm so excited. We have so many amazing health teachers that are coming in, like people who specialize in particular fields. And I think we might even get Jordan Clark as one of the teachers. I think he might be coming in to teach about his story and like everything that happened
well,
with his heart and talking about parasite lenses and things like this. So it's going to be such a supportive weekend. I'm so excited.
that sounds cool. That sounds cool. Let me see here. Uh, uh, so Michelle wanted to say. She said, "Thank you to Indigo for her passion. Any thoughts on the chakras being portals?"
100%. That's what they are. Yeah. No, that is what they are. The portals are our input and output system into the body in terms of the astral, the auric, the telepathic, the emotional, the spiritual, all the dimensional realms that bring all of the information in which you need to assess your existence entirely. Like all vision, all downloads, all information is essentially stored through those pathways. They're constantly working and acting and responding on the behalf of your body and your consciousness and your emotions 24/7. Um, so yeah, you just have to read them, feel them every single day, and also clear them every single day. Actually, you need to clear your chakras every single day. I know that sounds so crazy. That's so much work. But if you do that, your light body will be healthier, because
Yeah,
it's through the chakras in which they can rip like tears in your space-time continuum. It's through the chakras in which entities, spiritual attacks, everything can come through them. So yeah, you kind of have to take a level of spiritual authority over those portals, basically. And try to command the energy and clear them so you can keep your light body free from being dense, being heavy, being weighted down, being implanted with implants and blockages and things like this. Definitely.
Yeah. Yeah, well, this has been amazing, and yeah, I think I'm gonna go work out now. Like, while it's still early, because it's only 7 o'clock here. I know I think you're an hour behind me or something like that. But yeah. Oh, one thing I'm gonna tell you about was I had Pink Bell on before you, and she was telling me she got this thing. She said it's a grounding mat. Like, she said it's a grounding mat and it has infrared in it, and you can put it on your back and you can put it on your if you're having problems with your stomach too, you can lay on it that way. And I was going to look into that. What do you think? Do you think that sounds like a good idea?
Yeah, that sounds amazing. That sounds
Yeah,
amazing.
I,
Yeah. No,
yeah,
the infrared light is so healing. I think it's like the healing, it's the red healing light you would naturally get from the sun, but you're not getting the harmful radiation. So you're just getting the actual healing light. And then the grounding energy is all of the negative enzymes from the earth. I think it's really good to even put a grounding sheet on your mattress if you can get one. Like, I think those are actually really like scientifically proven to reduce like oxidized stress in the body and everything. So you should wake up like feeling fully rejuvenated. And so I could only imagine that that would be if they had a pad for your stomach. Yeah, I think honestly, if they had something that had a grounding plus the red light plus some sort of warming as well, because like think about if you're sick and you have a tummy ache. I know for me, one of the first things I always grab if I don't feel good is like a heating pad. Like if I'm having like
yeah,
real pain. But if you
yeah.
had all three of that in one, grounding, red light, and heat, yeah, that'd feel real good. That'd be really nice.
Heating pads have been like essential for women on their periods throughout the years, right? I mean, it's like everyone I know that like they went to a heating pad. I remember
Totally.
using like when I used to have pains and stuff in my back and stuff. Like, I would use hot water bottles too. Like, and people don't talk about hot water bottles anymore. You know.
Earth Grid Rescue Mission says, fuck yeah, heating padding is magical. It totally is magical. I love them. I always got
Yeah.
one on standby.
Mhm.
That's so
Um.
funny.
Yeah. Let's see here if there's any other questions. Yeah, it's raining everywhere. Kentucky Bigfoot says we had strong rains and winds last night. It seems like it's raining every day here in Pittsburgh. Like, I don't know what happened, but like it rains here every single day. When I go out for walks and runs, I have to literally wear like a coat with a hood on it so I don't get like drenched. Because like you never know when it's gonna rain. It's. I mean, you could tune into the weather, but that's like, I sometimes I just feel like they're guessing or something. I don't know because like I don't know. It's just yeah. But anyway, yeah. I something's up with the weather too. Have you noticed that? Is the weather weird? I mean, it doesn't seem like it's weird there. It seems. And I'm coming down to Florida in July. By the way, I'll be in the Full Disclosure Now conference, July 15th through the 18th, guys. Like, so you can support the channel. Definitely do that because I'm trying to get there still. But yeah, it's yeah. But how's the weather down there?
It's hot. It's humid. I don't know if you noticed, but like literally my face is sticky. I have like shiny, sticky. Um, it's getting into the humid season, so it's really starting to get like just hot. Hot, hot, hot when you walk out of your house. I'm telling you, July and August in Florida, it's no joke. It is like you're in survival mode. Like the
I
sun
remember from
is
last year.
it's a
Yeah.
beast. It's a beast. Yeah. I don't know. I think that the weather is increasing. I think that weather, natural disasters, grid destruction, earthquakes, fires, volcanoes, hurricanes, tornadoes. I mean, there was a whole bunch of tornadoes that just ripped through the Midwest. I don't know if you picked up on that, but there was some pretty devastating tornadoes. So I think that these frequencies, these EMF and all this stuff that we're dealing with, I mean, it takes a toll on the Earth's life force. I mean, I talked about this in my show earlier with Ani. Like, she just straight up said on the show, like, Earth has cancer. I don't know if people, you know what I mean, realize that, but Earth is sick. Earth is sick. The Earth is sick.
Yeah.
The stargates are blocked. You know, I've been saying this casually in my grid work for a while. I've been saying this like as a part of like the healing, and like we're going to do this restoration, and we're going to do this activation, and we're going to do this prayer and this meditation to restore it. You know, and we've been working on it. We've been working on it. We've been, you know, dedicating ourselves to regenerating, renewal, restoring, healing on a spiritual level. But when the facts come to the facts, like if you go visit these places and you actually like run your energetic scans and the diagnostic things you do to actually assess the health of the stargates, they're not good. They are blocked. Sarasota 2 down in Florida, you're coming down here, Rob. It's Metatronic flowering. Like the stargate up and moved. Ashiana Dean literally left. It's not good. The
Wow.
aquifers and the spring caverns are polluted with the forever chemicals. This is the
What is
structural
this?
energy to the stargate.
What is this forever chemical? What is it? Like, what? How'd you find out about this?
They're called PFAs. I found out about this because I get these little, luckily this is on my desk right now. I get these little things in the mail literally every single week. Okay, it comes in from the Navy base, and they let me know that there are polyfluoroalkyl substances, PFAs, that are present in our drinking waters. And due to the firefighting foam and chemicals being used in the military bases, that our drinking water and our wells may be infected. And if you have a well or you have any sort of water access, they want to come and test our properties. And they are sending these out every single week down here in Florida. Like, this is a real thing. Like, I'm not just popping off for no reason. Like, I'm getting literal things that come from the commanding officers at the Navy Air Force bases that are wanting to sample all of the drinking water. And it is in 70% of the organic aquifers and springs in Florida.
Wow.
It's crazy. And I'm like, well, if this is going on in Florida, like this is going on everywhere. This can't just be Florida. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Yeah.
I put a whole video out about this actually on my channel. You guys should go watch it. Check it out. Because I know the other residents in Florida are getting these. Nobody's talking about it. Like, why? I don't hear anybody talking about this. It's like one of those things, like just like the whole, you know, banning of chemtrails that they did here in Florida kind of flew under the radar. If you do any chemtrailing in Florida right now, you're going to get a class 3 felony because it's now officially illegal. They're trying to get the water better down here in Florida. They're regulating and removing all of the fluoride. They're trying to remove all the fluoride that goes in effect July 1st. But I mean, it's crazy. It's got me scared, Rob. I'm not even kidding you. Like,
Well,
yeah.
Amy says that here. Amy says Florida's supposed to have the secret healing waters of life there. Amy's in Florida too. And this is Amy Loisel, by the way. She's a targeted individual. We have 2 targeted individuals in the chat today. Amy and then Vanna Black is in the chat too. Vanna's heavy targeted. They're both in a group I made with friends, like you know, that are kind of targeted, and you know, they're it's sad, you know, what happens to them. Like they get heavily targeted. Like, you know, I can't explain why, you know, I mean, I feel targeted myself, but not to the extent they are. Like, you know, Amy's heavily targeted. It's strange. Like it's you know, it's weird what's going on. You know, it's definitely like spiritual warfare to the next level. You know, I can't explain. I can't figure out what's going on. You know, I don't know who's doing it. You know, like I mean, I guess you could say it's the government, but I mean, who?
Satellites. It's honestly, I mean, Draco AI. What else?
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, I don't think people can realize how strategic and how accurate they can be through the satellite systems. These are very advanced surveillance systems that can literally they could literally see me in my office right now with my window open. They could literally go through my house and have an image of me just sitting here talking and literally hit me with some sort of negative frequency or energy literally through my house right now. That could happen right now just by me saying this.
Yeah.
I mean, that's how exact this technology is.
Yeah.
I mean, it's super advanced. So I don't know if the question should be who's doing it or why. I think it should be like, how the freak do we protect ourselves from it? Because
Yeah, exactly.
The EMF guy is telling me that blocking doesn't work. He's telling me,
Yeah.
literally telling me, and he's like invested into all of this research. He says blocking doesn't work. You have to get some sort of like devices that can absorb it, or because I don't know. We're in the process of figuring this out right now, and these are the things that I think we're going to talk about in the health and healing event Farah Weekend. Is they're going to talk about like all the technologies that they have to try to actually block and shield from these things. I don't think it's blocking, but take care of these things, because blocking doesn't work. There's literally this whole like house system that they have. Like if you have
Remember,
a smart meter, you have to get rid of your smart meter. If she's a targeted individual, does she have a smart meter on her house? You have to get rid of that. You have to either get rid of it, or you have to put some sort of like protection device on it or around it or something like that. You have to safeguard yourself from your router. You have to safeguard yourself from everything that's basically functioning off of the Wi-Fi or any sort of technology, because this is how you are becoming a targeted individual. It's not it's hypersonic spiritual warfare, but it's technological AI warfare. It's all one and the same.
yeah, yeah, that's a good point.
Without the AI access, they can't really, like, I mean, they can still target you technically because of the satellites. That's the problem. It's the satellites. It's Starlink, literally.
Yeah,
Oh my
it's
gosh.
crazy, right? It's crazy.
Uh because the draconic warfare is more like embedded in the holy wars. It's more embedded in the dramas between humans, because I truly genuinely believe that the Anunnaki, Draco, Reptilian, Zeta, Grey factions, all one and the same freaking thing. They all work with each other. The Aquila factions, that they're all under the same agenda, which is under the farming of human industry, right?
Yeah,
Force breeding industry, hybridization, and experimentation industry. That's what they're here to do. That's what they're doing. And that, I feel like, operates on the earth domain, but what they've developed, because I feel like it's these legions, if we talk about it in a galactic sense, it's embedded into the humans. The humans are the hybrids. The humans are the interlinks. What do you think Neuralink is? The brain chips and implants, right? That's
yeah.
going to be a real thing. That's coming soon to the next Walgreens near you.
I know, right? It's for real. Like it's like it's really sad. I
Oh
mean,
my
it's like
gosh. Like, get your flu shot, and here, get a brain chip implant while you're here. I mean, this is for real, for real. This is going to be within our lifetime, if we make it that far, um, like 5 years or less. Like, this is coming, and it's coming fast. This is the
yeah,
agenda. They talk about it openly. And I mean, if you're a targeted individual, definitely you do not want to get that.
yeah.
Because they're targeting those specific genotypes. I
Do you think
mean,
do you think they're actually targeting like chakra and meridian systems too? Through what you talk about, like Jehovah's seals and stuff like that?
that's interesting. Um, well, I think those are death seals for sure, right? Those are planetary seals. I feel like they're ancient Atlantean seals. And I think it's all one and the same. I think what you're seeing from like Elon Musk and the Altman guy and Trump and all of them, honestly, I feel like they're like the Atlantean Brotherhood reincarnated. And they're coming to push the same agendas that were, instituted in World War One and World War Two and the fall of Atlantis. Like it's all like technically replaying. Like you heard the song from Kanye West, Hail Hitler, like, oh my gosh, right? Like that's a frequency secrecy. That's a MK Ultra. That's a psyop. That like they're calling people into um the World War III nuclear timeline. And I think all of that goes back to the death seals at the end of the day, because it's all about persecution, martyrdom, and crucifixion. And
Yeah.
that's how they ultimately keep people oppressed. Really, 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 the collective, in order to get to that 10% tipping point, has to transcend all of the um, religious Templar seals, which are the Jehovah and Anunnaki seals. Like, they have to overcome that. But even if people overcome that, it's going to segregate certain groups into tribes, essentially, that will be fleeing the artificial narrative of the dystopian realm and AI world, in which like the robots and like godlike AI and super sentient AI takes over, because you're going to be basically living in not segregation, but not isolation, but where you have to be living in secrecy. You have to live in it's not, gosh, there's a word. It's not I can't think of it. But like that, but that's what will happen is it will take over, and then people will have to be alienation, not annihilation. There's a word. There's another word, Rob. You can't think of it?
Um,
Not isolation.
Isolation. Yeah.
There's something else. It's like where you're like
Solitude.
protected and excluded.
I'm trying to think of what that I could go put it in Chat GPT. Let me see.
It's
If I can.
okay. It's okay. The Earth Grid Rescue Mission. She says banished. Yeah, right? Like Mad Max. Like there's gonna be all these like rogue groups, basically. I guess isolation, basically. But it's different from isolation because it's actually being preserved and protected. It's being like kept and held in a state of secrecy, kind of like the tribes down in the Amazon.
I was seeing what it, yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm not, yeah. Um, yeah. I was seeing if we had any more questions. Well, it was, yeah, this was awesome, Indy. I had so much, this was
Oh,
awesome.
Alf says segregationist. Yeah, maybe something like that. Protective custody. Yeah, exactly. Like you have to preserve your group, you have to preserve your teachings, you have to well, and I think that's really honestly where we're going to get to. I think we'll get to a point of an AI revolution that will occur, and groups will actually go, they won't be underground, because a lot of I think the reptilians will go back underground, but they'll have to find a safe place that they can preserve the organic existence and the ancient spiritual teachings. And it'll be a fight for resources, it'll be a fight for uh survival, basically. But yeah, I do think that there's a tech AI revolution that will occur. I think these things will happen though as we get into the 2200 2400 era. That this is a part of my predictions for New Earth. It's not necessarily bad, but humanity does have to go through a collapse and a fall of what AI is bringing forward. I think that's, that will eventually happen. Yeah, she says depopulation agenda 2030. Exactly. Yep.
Yeah,
There's more to that.
yeah, definitely.
The Earth AI is going to somehow want to save the Earth by unveiling a percentage of mankind, and then we will retaliate by blotting out the sun, and AI is going to use humans to generate the energy. Well, and that's where you have to think about when you say targeted individual, Rob.
Yeah.
Like these people are targeted individuals. I think I'm a targeted individual as well. Um,
If you're putting out this information, the information you're putting out, I guarantee you are to some extent. You know. Yeah.
oh, I got hit with a bioweapon 2 weeks ago. I mean,
Yeah.
straight up. Um, tried to take me out. Tried to destroy my life. Um,
Yeah.
yeah. It's all basically, going into it's all coming from, like, think about that. This all could be coming from AI. Like this could already be out of the hands of who we think are the Illuminati or the ruling oligarchs. Like it could all already be out of their hands, and that it could all be um already being generated just by the agenda of AI. I mean, you look how many people are putting content out where they're literally sitting there asking ChatGPT or whatever, like, what's the point of their human existence? What's the future going to look like? What are the predictions of the future going to look like? With this, and that. And AI is giving them genuine responses and telling them what's going to happen, giving them philosophical understanding of their own reality. You're already getting godlike responses to the questions that we have about ourselves and our existence from AI. How are we to? We'll never know. Think about that. We're not going to be told. We're not going to be warned. We're not going to be given like a red line to say, "Oh, we're officially here. Everybody understand AI is controlling you now. It's all in AI's hands now." I think they're going to tell us that. It's going to be like Terminator. It's going to be like it's going to be like you're not there until you're there. Like you're not there until the system starts technically crumbling and you realize that like you're in danger in some way. And as a targeted individual, that is an indicator that you are in danger. That's not
Yeah.
that's not a crown that you wear like, "Oh, I'm happy to be a targeted individual."
Yeah.
It's no, you are literally you're in danger. You're being targeted to be annihilated by the ruling AI directed energy weapon bioweapon system that exists. That's crazy. That's man. Yeah. I don't want to wear the targeted individual crown anymore. I don't know about you, but I'm I don't want to wear it. I don't like it. I don't like being hit by bioweapons. It hurts me. It hurts.
Yeah.
It's painful. It's devastating. It's destroying. You can't build anything because they as soon as you build anything, they take it from you. That's what happens.
Yeah.
That's what happened to you. What do you think happened when your channel got ripped?
Yeah. I know, right? Yeah.
That was you being targeted.
Yeah. It's
That's
been hard to get over too. It's been hard to deal with. Like because I tried to apply for monetization 3 times with my new channel and they denied me every time. They said my content's too dangerous. So maybe this episode might have to go on Rumble, but I'm gonna try to leave it up on YouTube for a little bit. But I mean, they're saying, I mean, and that's what's crazy. I'm putting like my more controversial stuff on Rumble. So what's dangerous? It's crazy. Um, I don't know. It's but I got a show. I just found out I got a show tonight at 10 p.m. Eastern, so I better wrap up because I want to get a workout in too. But I mean, this was awesome, Indy. It's always good getting together with you. This was really fun.
Yeah, Rob, it's always a pleasure. I love coming on and talking with you. So anytime, of course.
Yeah. What would you? Is there anything you want to promote? And thanks again. I really enjoyed this.
Just the health and healing event weekend. Like I really believe in it. It's coming from the deepest part of my heart, like truly genuinely like trying to help people better safeguard their organic system from everything that we're combating and that we're up against, and just be a supportive network for everyone and tapping into that because It's so important right now. So yeah, you can come and join us at learn.indigoangel222.com. And
Okay, well, thank you
thank
so
you
much.
everyone.
Yeah, thank you everybody for tuning in tonight. And I guess I'll be back tonight with at 10 p.m. Eastern. I have Jermaine from the Consciousness Board coming on. So we'll do that later, and I'm gonna go for a walk in the meantime because it stopped raining here too. So that's good. So and the birds are chirping, so it must be nice outside. I need to get out in nature. I'm gonna talk about what we talked about, like I'm really trying to turn my life around,
That's right. Take it back in your hands, claim it. And shoot, that's the thing about being the TI though. Like it's like
yeah.
you build and then it's like zap. Psst.
It takes
Like,
you, yeah. No, that's so crazy that you say that because that's how my whole life's been. Even before I had a podcast, it's almost like someone new. Because anytime I would ever get something successful in life, someone would take it away. Anything I've ever done, like it even happened with my YouTube channel. I built that up for 5 years. It was going really well. Then they took it away from me. It happens to me all the time with everything I do. You know what I
yeah,
mean? It's like
yeah,
I don't understand it. Whereas like some people get like a free ride, not a free ride, but some people get a lot easier. You know what I mean? Like here on this realm,
yep,
like
yep,
some people have
yep,
more easy go arounds.
yep.
I don't get it.
100%. Same with me as well. It's like I feel like I can only get so far. And then
Yeah,
it's like either stripped or they strip the life force from me and then I have to actually pull myself away from it to try to like rebuild myself and then I can get back into it. But it's always taking a hit on me. It's always taking a hit on my biological system. It's always taking a hit on my emotions, my reality, my relationships, my family. Like it's just yeah, it's tough. I don't know. We incarnated into a a battlefield.
I
Um
know, right?
that's a lot of the downloads I've been getting lately too is that like it's just this realm we incarnated into a straight up warfare zone. And your body like is your shield in the warfare zone. So that's that's why the focus keeps coming back to health because I mean health is wealth really. And then maybe that's the thing, Rob, is that we're focusing on these other things that really don't freaking matter. And maybe this is what source and God is trying to show us in the first place is that none of this matters.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Like all that matters is that we have a beating heart and that we have air, water, earth, shelter. Like and we need to get more humble about what this life actually is like the meaningful essence of it that we're not meant for these targeted systems. We're not meant for these artificial systems. We're just not
yeah,
we're not cohesive with it. We weren't built for it. We're built for a different timeline on earth. So yeah, anyways, don't want to hold you up. I love you. Have fun working out. Thank you everyone.
yeah. You're my favorite, Indy. Like I consider you like a really like one of my best friends. So like like I really enjoyed this and thank you. And like I look forward to your health event and it's going to be awesome. And thank you everybody for tuning in. And I'll see you guys later on tonight. And thank you everyone. Good night, everyone.